Welcome to the live, guys. Welcome to the Truman Show, the Matrix, Idiocracy, whatever you want to call it, right? The veil is lifting. Literally, you guys, the veil is lifting, and the people are starting to see the truth under the mask, right? It's literally in the words, it's literal, it's figurative, right? It's all of the above, you guys. It's woven in, and it's all layered in. And that's why there's a veil layered over your eyes that slowly thickened up from programming over the years of us being in this Truman Show. So the veil thickens the more that you eat up the BS in this society. And all of a sudden we have these huge goggles. We can't see anything, right? We're just in a fake world. And then as you start to wake up and educate yourself, then the goggles start to thin. The veil starts to lift, right? And the people are waking up to the truth of this world. It's not what we thought. This world is not what we grew up thinking, you guys. We grew up thinking what? The school told us this. We got these vaccinations right away, right when you come out of the hospital, right? And they tell you to eat what food? The food pyramid. They tell you to go to school. You learn the school's an indoctrination camp. They tell you to go to church. You learn that the church is kind of the same thing. So when we wake up, we learn that this world, if you go through each and everything, it's all multi-layered and it's all dualistic. That means that there's good and bad in everything. There's good and bad in the church. There's good and bad in the school. There's good and bad in the medicine, right? In the hospitals. There has to be good and bad in everything. You just have to be able to see it mechanistically. What is the good? What is the bad? How is it, right? Like Western medicine versus Eastern medicine. Western medicine has its benefits, right? Eastern medicine has a lot more benefits, but we have to learn how to fuse them both together because there's good in each thing, right? So we take the good from everything and put it together. That's a 5D consciousness. Taking the good and focusing on the good, keeping the good, getting rid of the negative, not focusing on the negative. It's the same perception of your reality. It's the same way to break the matrix. It's all fabricated, you guys. It's all fabricated in. So what happens is you get programmed, right, by the matrix. You become a kind of a bot or a slave to this matrix. Then if you want, you wake up to that, right? And then you start breaking it down, right? And then you start doing the things to beat the matrix, like I'm saying. Taking the positive and transmuting it, taking the negative and transmuting it to positive, focusing on the positive things, right? That's what I'm saying. If you take everything and break it down in this world, the good and bad and everything, take just the good things and put them aside. Get rid of the bad. It's going to change everything. So people don't have this mindset here. People have the mindset of, I'm programmed. They don't have a mindset. They don't think of these things. They just think, I'm programmed. I'm going to go work my job. I'm going to make that money. I'm going to flex for the neighbors, right? And I'm going to worry about everybody's opinions, right? So that's my breakdown. That's my spiel, you guys, on the Matrix and this Great Awakening in general. I just wanted to jump on here and spiel that out. And now I want to go with you guys here on, if you guys want to comment in here, I would love to do some Q&A. What's up, Aaron? I see you jumped in. The homie, you've been in here for a minute. The homie Aaron says, what do you think about Charlie Kirk now that it's been a few weeks about the whole thing? That's, what's your conclusion on the situation? Okay, Aaron, brother, did you see my post, the second that it happened? So when it happened, bro, I posted it. I posted about it. I said, this is all BS. It's CGI looking. Like, I knew that it's a hologram of some kind, bro, right away. You can't do all that as a regular human. If you slow it all down, when we look at the details, you can't do all that weird morphing. His face blows up. All this stuff's blowing up all over him. And then he bleeds out and they let me post it. So that was the first thing about Charlie, bro. And I'm just looking around like, oh my God, I hope everyone else sees this. Of course not, bro. What if everyone saw it when it happened and they were all like, BS, the whole world? Think of how crazy everyone would have been rioting. They would have wiped it out. They would have wiped out anything that has to do with anything government at all, right? So they know what they're doing. They're putting it out there in just the right amounts to where they know they're going to trigger the people who can see it. But the people who are programmed or biased, they're going to be like, oh my gosh, they're going to fall for it, man. You can see it. You saw the whole thing happen. We saw it all go down. Right in front of our eyes, you know what I mean, bro? Where everyone fell for this big display. It was literally looked like a movie. It was a movie set. They set up a movie set. They put little Charlie Kirk in there, and they executed the scene, bruh. It is a great time to be alive. That's what I'm saying. During the awakening, fam. Sugar bean, that's right. That's what I was gonna get to. Is, you know, at the end of the day, we learned that, you know, we just focus on all the things that actually matter, and then everything gets better, right? That's the whole idea. So it's like, it's hard and rough going through it, and it sucks to learn that your world's fake and all this. But when you do get past that and you can accept and you can deprogram, give yourself time, you learn like, damn, this is a game out here, and these people, I want to play, you know, or I want to keep up, right? You don't want to get left behind if everyone's out playing. Do you really want to be stuck in the Matrix as a bot, stuck in 9 to 5 when we're out here running around, you know, manifesting just fun stuff? And you're going to see it happen. You're going to see these people who are just so sick of this world, you know, giving up, you know, 80% of your day, 80% of your life during the week for a job so you can go out and do stuff. Nah, I say I want to play 80% and work 20. And if that's what you want, then you can create that, right? So, but on the Charlie Kirk thing, you guys, it goes way beyond just what what happened, right? So we watched this big display of Charlie Kirk's thing blowing up, right? And then everyone's like, oh my gosh. But then again, we learned about the sniper on the roof was all BS, and it was some kid that supposedly did all this elaborate stuff. And we learned that there's oh my gosh, there's so much. It's like, do we really go through all the Charlie Kirk stuff? Because it's infinite almost. It ties into so much stuff. You know, what direction do you want to go? Because just Google it, just go on social media and type Charlie Kirk conspiracy or Charlie Kirk's truths, something like that, bro. And you're gonna see. You know, my thing is I get exhausted with it, where it's like I don't want to know every detail. I don't care enough to sit and learn all those details when I can be focusing my attention on either health or the big picture of, you know, like you say right here, Brown Sugar, the world stage. You know, as long as we pay attention, understand like this is a world stage, you know, this is all distractions, you know, and I'm not here to play in the distraction. I'm just here to bring light to the fact that it is that, right? So I'm saying, you guys, they're distracting you with this stuff. This is why I'm saying it's fake. Because if it was real, I mean, there was all these school shootings and shit of poor innocent children, right? And everyone's worried about Charlie Kirk, this guy that was literally just hologrammed out in front of you. And then everyone's like, Charlie, what about the kids, bro? What about all the little kids in the school shootings? There's been multiple school shootings since then. Have you heard about those? No, we hear about Charlie Kirk. Who gives a... I'm sorry, bro, because the guy isn't even a real person. He's a character in a movie. But these little kids out here in these schools, they're victims of what? Is it some kind of hoax? You guys ever hear a Sandy Hook hoax? These shootings, do they control them? I don't know. You know what I mean? So it's like, we're like, Charlie Kirk. What about the school shootings? What about the mall shooting? You know, there was a shooting the same exact day at a mall, like right when Charlie got his thing going, and nobody talked about the other shootings. The other shooting. It was the school shooting. On the same day of Charlie, bro. But nobody talked about that. They just talked about Charlie because it's so relevant. It's so shocking. It's so triggering because it's their sweet Charlie. Everyone knew him. So it's like, bow to this guy, and then you learn this fool is just a hologram. Or at least that day, maybe. Maybe he was real before that. Where did he go? He's kicking it with the Masons underground, bro. With the reptilians. What do you think? The real one probably wasn't even there, bro. That was a hologram. Or some kind. Or they're elaborate, bro. I'm telling you guys, we're not going to just know exactly what they do, how they do it right away. They're too good. When you watched Hollywood growing up, did you know how they did all the Hollywood effects? No, we just like watched Hollywood and we were like, wow, Hollywood. And then you learned the Hollywood tree is like demonic, or it represents evil or whatever. So, you see what I'm saying, bro? It just goes and goes and goes. And so we woke up and learned that Hollywood weird was fake, and Hollywood is just a bunch of fake fools up there, right? That they were all fake in general, and they were acting. And then we learned that these fools jumped up and acted up in our world as well. And there's other actors that are not actors in movies, right? And then there's ones that are like retired actors like Trump. He used to be an actor. He still is. He's one of the best. He's got most of the people really believing in his act. So if you got people believing in your act and you got people eating up your show, right, Mr. Trump, then if you got them all believing it, then you're a good actor, bro. I'll give him that. As a president, nope, and nope. I've already been saying this, and people are learning. People are still triggered and biased, and they still love him, and they hate me for it. I understand that. Keep hating me. Again, I'm not for you. I'm not for the Trumpers because the Trumpers were the people who actually were for the right thing. That's how he has gotten you guys so good. Do you see what I'm saying? The Trumpers are the ones that fell for the MAGA crap. You guys, come on, dude. You guys believed in all this stuff. You thought that this RFK guy was going to come in and change the world. Nah, he can't. Unfortunately, he's got a good mindset, but he doesn't have enough power, bro. He doesn't have enough flex. You see how he's like trying to tell Trump not to like the axe, and Trump goes out there and he's like, I don't like the axe, and then Trump goes and gets the axe. You see what I'm saying? What do you think about universal basic salary without working? Impossible, fam, in this world. I think it's a beautiful mindset. You know, if we all could think in the same mindset of like, hey, we all should just make this work for each other, and whoever's in surplus, if you have extra, give a tad, you know what I mean, and then pay it forward and then bring it back in, and it just spins around. But we can't do that here. We have to go, me, I'm gonna look after me, and I'm gonna go after that money, right? And all I care about is myself. And they got this cutthroat world out here. So unfortunately, right now, there's no way out of this system. They've burned it. They've burned out any options. You know, the socialist thing, they'll just blah 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 hate on the socialist thing. Nobody wants to look at the facts, right? No one wants to look at like the countries that have, you know, predominantly set up kind of like socialism. It's not the worst thing. It's working for a lot of these countries. You know, they have more of a community mindset. So take it or leave that. This one says Trump sucks, Biden's the best. That's one you won't hear every day. They definitely go in levels, guys. Biden's definitely not like, dude, these guys they're just actors, right? Like, you're watching the Avengers movie, and you've got these villains, right? You got Thanos or whatever, and then you got these other villains. They're just different villains in the movie. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, Bill Gates is another villain in our movie, bro. Donald Trump's a villain. One of the biggest. Okay? You know, Elon Musk. Come on, he's one of the main ones. We got to know our villains. This one says, I always say haters gonna hate, MAGA-ers gonna manipulate. And, you know, this is what they want, fam. They want this separation, segregation. They want the names. They want us to go at each other when really it's all about us connecting. And then when you think about it, this makes complete sense. They did this correctly. They brought everyone apart. You know, I called it when 2020 happened and they brought in the you know what. I said, this is gonna separate the people. You're going to be the people that won't take this versus the people that are just going to walk right in and take it, bro. And I knew the majority was going to take it. I knew that I was going to be the very few that were going to fight it. And I knew that all this chatter was going to go on just like it's going on right now. And what was it? It was all these celebs and fools jumping up telling you were a POS because you weren't taking this thing. See what I'm saying? They know what they're doing, bro. They're very smart. They're not playing out here. It's not an accident. They set this all up. So when we go after the Trump, we go after the politics, you're playing in their game, you're eating up their crap, and we're just gonna go in cycles and loops and circles back and forth until we finally learn it's us versus each other. It's not really even us versus them, bruh, because it's only what they're telling you. I think it's possible with all the technology if we were good. Yes, you know, we can, like I say, we fused the good and the good from anything. So there's good in technology, there's good in everything, right? And everything, even in social media. But it's like, are you filtering the bad BS crap out? Most people don't. Me, I do. Now, on my social media, I never will watch anything irrelevant because it's just not serving me. Adria says, top of the day, what's good? What's good, fam? Thanks. Oh, this one says it was a joke. Okay, good. Yeah, see. Yeah, because you won't hear anyone say that. You know what I mean? Because we've got past that, right? Where it was like, bro, there was people that voted for Biden. And it's like, now, imagine if that fool tried to come in after what we've seen. Do you see what I'm saying? So it's like, all we can do is learn from what we've seen. The only way to get out of the Matrix is by tricking it. Impossible to expect any good from it. Yeah, you know, that's one way to put it. But like I said, the way I put it, it's a little more of context, in my opinion, and it's a little bit more of an understanding thing. So, like I said, it's simple and plain. If you're trying to break this Matrix, you got to understand it. It's not about really tricking it. You can do it that way, but it's understanding it, and then understanding like you are the Matrix, bro. Like you are Neo. You know what I mean? Like you are in control, but it's a bunch of little things all together at once. So if you don't do all the little things that accumulate, then you'll never get the effect. You know what I mean? You'll never get the big picture. So you got to break it down. Okay, I'm in this Matrix. This is all this bad shit. I don't want to focus on that. I'm going to focus on the things that are serving me, that they're good. But you have to learn what's bad and good. That's what I'm saying. When you learn the bad things and you know what the good things are and you're educated, then you pick your poisons wisely. That's how you break the Matrix. That's how you start to understand it. Does that make sense, Jamie? I hope that makes a little more sense to you. The best way is it's how to create your own energy system and food system and live with the people. Yeah, that's excuse me. That's what I mean. Is you're breaking it down into a few of the main pieces that you need to break it. Yes, that's part of it for sure. It's the energy, it's the food, it's the people. But you got to understand that it goes further, and it's a picture. It's a big puzzle, and you're collecting all the pieces, right? Different pieces. Welcome in, fam. Welcome in. Appreciate you guys. Though they have this one says, though they have another rolling in bet for Trump, his 4 to 5 year mark, CBD playbook push of the digital ID passport. Yeah, And you know, man, it makes you wonder, man, if this guy could run again, would he win? You know, right now it's wild because there's still so many people who are out here believing it. But you guys see the levels of the people. There's the people who are just eating it up, that are still following Bill Gates, thinking Bill Gates is legit, like he should be giving you health advice. There's like, he's got like millions of followers, right? All these people, they're at the bottom still. They don't know that this fool has done this, right? So you go up the levels to where you're getting more into the president now. Oh my goodness, no way. Oh no, he had me going, like he got me. So greetings, warrior. Goddess, appreciate you, fam. Appreciate you guys coming in comments. And if you guys get a chance, tapping on that screen. Mike says voting isn't real. Global power would never let you vote them out. Exactly. Come on, you guys. It starts there. It starts there, bro. When I was 18, I woke up to that. I was like, wait a second. Like, it's so crazy how they work, bro. They're smart. Because think about it. Check it out. They go, go vote, right? And then you think for a second, like mechanistically, like with common sense, and you're like, dude, my vote doesn't count. You're like, if I didn't make it to this poll, it doesn't matter. But then they get you with the programming. They say, no, we've got to tell the masses, you got to go vote. Think about this. So they go, your vote matters. So you go, oh shit, I got to go vote. It's how they get us. And so they go, oh, well, dang, I guess so. I guess if we don't all go, which is good. That's a good way of proving that we need to do that on our side now. We need to say, you guys need to not vote, right? Do you see where I'm getting? Do you guys see where I'm getting? So I learned that the voting's BS. Not only because they're not counting them, bro, but even if I didn't vote, it don't matter. And yes, I know that they say what they say, right? But do you really think they're going to sit and let you control their agenda? Have you Googled the word government? It means to govern people. It means to control people. Control the masses, bro. Why would they give you the power to come on, you guys? So if you really still believe in voting, think about it. Are you a puppet playing in their game, or are you really doing something? Jamie's from Spain. Thanks, fam. You haven't. Warrior Goddess says, I haven't agreed to having a real ID, nor will you. Do you see what I'm saying? You guys, like this real ID, like it just goes and goes and goes and goes and goes. The dollar's collapsing. Silver is like through the roof. Come on. Like, it just takes a second. It's collapsing. I get what you mean all about, and I'm all about unity, but we need to be aware of the people who aren't ready to understand some of the things behind the veil. I do love humans. Exactly, fam. That's why, I come up on my own platform, and I make my videos, and people can take them or leave them. People are more than welcome to block, ban me, whatever they want to do, right? But that's why I say I'm out here to just preach and teach what I've learned, and I'm out, right? I don't usually go back and forth with people too much with the arguing. I'm done arguing in general in my life. I've made that a pact of mine. Matter of fact, I won't argue with people. I won't argue in person. I won't argue online. I won't argue with people. So think about that. Maybe make that your own little seed you can plant in your mind of a pact. Don't argue with people. You make that choice. You get to choose. They don't choose it. Narcissists think that they get to choose when you argue with them. Nope. I just walk away. I just swipe that shit. If somebody's trying to trigger me, I'm so keen now into your little traps, I call it and I zip it. And that's why most people are gone, because I have to just put it like it is. So you made a good point. The people, they do need their time and all that, and I know because I've gone through it all myself, so I'm very empathetic of it. But at the same time, I'm never jumping on somebody's platform and going back and forth with them, or trying to get them to prove to me anything, or trying to prove myself to anyone. You know what I mean? So that's just like the clarity in that for me. Tara says, hi everyone, thanks for coming in, fam. Thanks for the comments, you guys. Appreciate all. I love to interact with you guys. This is my biggest platform now. They took down my TikTok. I was almost at 300K over a year ago. So this is what I've got right now. So I'm just going to roll with the Instagram, So you guys that are on here, you are my realest ones. I know I've got a lot of you guys that have been on here for a minute. You guys always, let me know in the comments. I read my comments. I check my stuff. If you guys comment, on my videos, let me know what's up. Let me know who you are, how long you've been around, all that, because I recognize the names. Brown Sugar Bean says voting is not a right. It's a trap for fools to give consent to their oppressors. Fam, in this school that we're in right now, we're just learning as we go, all of us in our own ways, and we learn. It's hard because it's like, gosh dang, man, you've got these people that are hearing you say something like that, and it's triggering them. It hurts their feelings. You know what I mean? And we're not trying to do that. But we get to a point where we say it and say it and say it, and they oppress, they this, they that, and we get tired of repeating it. So we just say it, right? We just say it straight. And then people are like, oh my gosh, I'm triggered, or I'm shocked now. Well, we've been trying to calmly tell you this stuff, but you can't listen, and we can't be viral on everything. They're making us agree to said terms by default of siding with the red or blue. Think about it. Exactly. That's another perfectly great way to put it, and well said. You know, it's that simple, you guys. You know, if we just slow down and break it down and focus and just, again, forget the distractions for a second, we start to go through every single little tiny detail of the matrix, and it's all BS. The voting, the justice system, the school system, the food system, pharma system, politics system, government system, Hollyweird even. You guys believed in Hollyweird as part of your fantasy life in this matrix, right? I'm just saying, you know what I mean, bro? Everything's BS. I'm so sorry. Bring up a topic, I'll tell you how there's something corrupt in it. But there's probably something good too, man. So just know that it's not all about the doom and gloom, bad, bad, bad. But it's like we focus and we don't see the bad in this, and we only see the good in that, and we only see the good in this, and we only see the bad in that. And then now we are so saturated in nuance that we don't know right from wrong. We don't know good from bad because we're only focusing on little tiny little things, little specks. Like, oh, I need to vote today. Instead of like, do you? Like, have you thought about it? Like, let me tell you. And then you're like, fuck, like, I'm too tired. I just need to go vote. Like, I can't sit and learn how to not vote and all this. You know what I mean, bro? Like, it's just a crazy world, guys. We need to vote to keep Dems from acquiring more seats. Quit doing that. Quit, focus. Listen, I love y'all. We got to stop talking Dems. Stop talking Republicans. Stop talking left. Stop talking right. We don't care about seats. The seats don't matter. The seats, guys, they're Masonic. They're Masons sitting there. There's a bunch of reptoids and stuff. Did you guys just see the viral video where they pan around and Donald Trump's little scene, his seats, and they're all reptiles? You can see it in the video. They're all reptiles, fam. So we got to see it as these seats don't mean this is where they sit. Do you see? This is not our seats. Our seats are right here, right now. Their seats are fake as F. I just want to be clear. I love you. I know you know probably, but I want to make, you know what I mean, an example of this mindset. We got to quit talking politics. We got to talk big picture. We're not given choices or options, right, warrior? Voting is what they use to control the mind and use it for their agenda. See, the people commenting in here are the people who can see it. It's not anybody who's here to try to agree with me or care what I say. It's all about that truth, bro. The truth will bring you all together, nothing else. Because we're all just super different people, unique, different. You know, we all have something different to offer. But that's what I'm trying to get out there too, to tell you guys is you individually, right here and now, if you caught this stream, wherever it is in internet land, you are the one, number one. You have the power. You are the most important thing out of anything possible. You have to understand that mindset, not like your vote matters. Fuck, man. What if they would have taught you that you mattered instead of their government, instead of their agendas? What if they taught you you were the agenda? You were all that mattered. Then it wouldn't have made sense what they put us through, because they put us through hell, physically, mentally, emotionally, right? They did it on purpose, bro. We all went through it. Do you have a timeline they will roll in the so-called alien ship? They are, bro. Look at the Atlas. Bro, did you guys see the 5 like comets that came in from space? They're all perfectly in unison. Dude, comets, meteors don't do that. They don't line up in perfect unison with heat signatures and all this like motherships coming in, bro. But we're all so desensitized and so programmed and so distracted and don't care about anything and care about only irrelevant things that we don't even care that there's random ass alien ships flying in here, bro. And they cloak it with clouds and they cloak them all different ways. And these are just the ones that are showing themselves, bro. It's like, you don't think that they have invisible tech. They want to be seen. They know how to cut their signatures and stuff. Dude, they're way beyond Star Trek. Soul says, happy I found your page. Thank you, fam. I'm happy you all are here. For real, because I would be nothing without you guys. I was doing this all by myself, you know, with 0 views, negative views. People were anti-viewing me. So that means they saw me, they swiped my shit, blocked me, report me. You know what I mean? And they're like, F this guy. This guy doesn't know anything. He's stupid. How could this guy know all this stuff? And I don't know anything, or I don't know what he's talking about, or da, 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 da. They get triggered. They get mad, you know, and it's like, I'm just up here just on my own little platform trying to say, hey guys, by the way, this is a Truman show. Jamie says, crazy world. Sometimes I wish I was a tree. True. But then we have to take a step back and be like, okay, we are already here. We're already on the roller coaster. We woke up. We're in the middle of the ride. So it's like, are you going to like be scared of the rest of the ride now? Or are you going to be like, fuck, like, man, I'm already here, bro. You know what? Like, this roller coaster is scary and I've seen a lot, but you know what? I'm going to ride this out now, right? So you think of it differently. You just change your mindset. You're like, you know what? I'm going to ride this damn roller coaster because I ain't got no other choice. So I'm going to just roll with it and I'm going to make the best of it, man. That's all we can do. And it's like, I just have to be mindful and conscious during this roller coaster ride that it's going to be crazy and I just need to get through it. And so it's this mindset of, there's the people who are fearless and the people who have overcome fear. There's a big difference there, because the fearless ones are usually negligent, ignorant, and just crazy, right? But the ones who have been through all the hard stuff and they've overcome those fears, those are the ones with true power, because they have the cognitivity and they know how it is to fail and how bad it hurts, and that when you do fail, it's going to hurt. So you just get refined more. You don't fall as much. You don't want to fall. You're like, I fell and fell and fell and fell. And I've learned that if I tweak this way, I'm going to fall. So I learned don't tweak that way. And it's just like all these little minor adjustments that we have to do in our lives that gets us more dialed into understanding these big pictures. So the idea is take it a little bit more lightheartedly. Try to be a little more lightheartedly out here with it, and try to understand like it's heavy and it's evil and all this, but like try to understand like God still got you. Like this is for a reason, and in the end we will get a happy ending, man. I'm telling you, there even in the movie Truman Show, bro. Dude hangs on to the boat. Dude goes through all the crazy stuff in the movie. You guys seen this movie, right? If you haven't seen Truman Show, please watch it because you are Truman. You are Truman. You are waking up. He wakes up during the movie, starts seeing all this odd, weird crap, and he doesn't care. He's just like, dude, these fools are on the radio. These fools are gang stalking me. These fools are attacking me. Even my own girl is a robot. She's putting up commercials for the ads in this Matrix, right? And he's all like, no, this is not real, bro. And he hangs on for dear life. He goes through the storm. He's out in the ocean. He's hanging on the boat. He's got all this fear in him because his dad died in the ocean. He was so scared of the ocean, but the ocean was the very thing that got him out of the Truman Show, right? So he's hanging on to this boat with one arm. That's all of us, you guys, right now. In the Matrix, we're hanging onto this boat and we're one arm and it's flinging us around, right? The Matrix is swirling. And if you just hang on a little tighter, you're gonna get to where you get to pull that veil, you get to the end of the Truman Show, guys, and you get to celebrate. For real, man. I can't make this stuff up, you guys. This is our world. So anyways, I digress. Let the evil creatures take each other out. Yeah. Let's all say no together. Exactly. Yeah. This one says come to Ethiopia. Does Trump even care about us? We got to ask ourselves this. you got to ask the question, you guys. You know, is he an actor on the world stage? Is Donald Trump an actor? Yes. To answer that question, he is. Look him up. He actually got awards for acting. But is Donald Trump an actor on our world stage? Ask yourself that. Then ask yourself, like, if actors in movies like on the Avengers or Batman, do those evildoer actors that put on the mask and they play a role, do they care about the people who watch the movie? In the sense, like, do I care if they make it to bed tonight? No, they just think I'm entertaining these people. Like, I'm doing my job. I'm doing my role. So that's how I look at it. He's playing a role. I don't think it's about loving or any of that. I think that the dude's just doing what he's got to do here, just like we all are. And it's just levels to it, man. It's wild. Like I said, I can't make this stuff up, man. I don't know it all. You know what I mean? I don't know all the details. I don't know who this dude is, bro. You know what I mean? All I know is the things I've observed and just like where I have to get with what I've learned, right? I take the breadcrumbs and I make the bread. That's all I can do, make the ball of dough with it. The homie here says, what is the sound frequency you're using? You guys, YouTube, Healing Frequencies is the name. Or you can type in Crystal Bowl, healing sounds, Crystal Bowl sound baths, Crystal Bowl, there's a bunch of different descriptions. But it does all kinds of amazing things. And so, yeah, check out the crystal bowls. Pretty much this guy just has a wand and he's going off on these bowls that are made of pure crystal quartz. And it puts off this super harmonizing humming tone. And the hum, that harmonizing hum, is what raises your frequency. Humming raises your vibration. Humming raises the Kundalini energy. When you hum, even in your mouth or when you talk, you're vibrating. You're putting out little vibrations. That's raising your Kundalini energy. It's raising your vibrations. And it also combats the 5G. So if there's any 5G around you, so visual frequencies and crystal frequencies like these can actually help combat some of the negative frequencies that are all around you. So also it helps open the pineal gland. If you have these crystal bowl sounds going off all the time, subconsciously in the background and stuff like that, it will open the pineal and it will help with your stress in general, man. Like, it's just like a really good mellow tone that doesn't really, it's non-invasive and it's not really noticeable, but it is. And then you'll hear the little things, the subtle things like that come in. Yeah, I'm addicted to the crystal bowl healing sounds, you guys. I know the Google Homes are stupid. They're eavesdropping devices and they hook up to stuff, but I've got my own system here. So judge me if you may. I do know what I'm doing here with the EMF. I have blockers up and stuff. Nonetheless, I run the Google Home on the YouTube because these videos are like 10 hours long and it goes all day. So you can run these sounds all day and it adds up, bro. It makes a big difference. It'll calm your home. It'll calm everything down. It's wild. I'm so hooked on these things. And healing vibrations. Sorry, the name is Healing Vibrations on YouTube, and they've got millions, hundreds of millions of views. They've got millions of subscribers. So it's a big deal. You know, that just that little sound can make a huge change in your life. I know, just from like needing to heal up so much from so much damage, just causing damage in so many ways. You know, and the Matrix damaging me in so many ways. So it's nothing like just getting damaged to teach you how to heal. You know, when you get enough scrapes, you learn how to clean those scrapes and how to heal them. Yeah, my Google's listening, bro. I know. Let them listen, bro, because your phone's listening on you too. You know what I mean? The phone's always there on you. If you're alive, then the Matrix is listening. So that's why I say, you know what? I pick my poisons. I pick my poisons wisely. And, you know, here we are. Trying to catch up with you guys. It's a good movie. It's literally the #1 movie of the year. It should be. Truman Show should be at the top of the charts right now for The Great Awakening. Why? Because, bro, this is you. We are all Truman. We are all Neo in the Matrix too, right? It's the same concepts, bro. These are documentaries, and it's just odd. If these movies were, if they broke it down perfectly and explained everything and just told you every single thing that we have now learned, it wouldn't make sense. They had to give us these weird little signs in these movies, these weird little breadcrumbs, because we had to wake up slowly, bro. Soul asks, what's the thoughts on astrology? Good question. Good question. Astrology is wild. It goes back and forth. First of all, it is a real thing, in a sense, because we have it mapped out. Okay, so astrology is real in a sense. Now, when it goes to how the Matrix has it tied into our calendars or like our signs and all that, that's where I get a little bit, I start to veer off on it. I think it's more connected to God in a sense, and I think it's something that they kind of scrambled up. You know, I do believe in the signs to a sense, but then I take everything with a grain of salt, grain of sand, either way. You see, there's always two ways to say it. Because if you go believing and labeling yourself, I'm this, I would be a Cancer, right? Which if I label myself, I'm this Cancer, I'm this emotional guy, I'm this guy, I'm this that guy, and sometimes it'll be true, and then or a lot of it could be true, and I'm like, damn, I mean, it's kind of true. But then I'm like, I'm not gonna let that make me think that's like how I am and who I am. I'll just leave it there, and if it keeps coming back, there's probably something to it, right? So that's kind of where I looked at it with the astrology. So I do, and I mean, man, sometimes I read my horoscopes, and I'm like, holy shit, you know. Holy crap. But I've got so much stuff like nowadays on my algorithms, it's more like my horoscope, it's more like my confirmation. I get on TikTok, I have certain creators that are telling me what I need to know. And so it just goes and goes, yeah. Interesting topic though, because the astrology, I know they mix up everything. We just have to know they mess with everything. Nothing is usually exact. Even like our language, right? Like you guys have seen my videos breaking down the language. This one says they're from the Philippines. What's up, fam? You're probably doing better off than we are here in MAGA, America, whatever it is. What is MABA? Make America Biotech Accelerate. Nice, fam. I like that. Keep those coming. Those one-liners. Have you heard about this new accounts showing simple machines using electromagnetism to create electricity and energy just like Tesla? Oh my gosh. Gosh dang it. I put together the best video for this topic. I made a really good edit, and I'm going to show you guys in this edit this absolute free energy that's all around us, that's just chilling, and we're all just like sleeping on it. We're just sleeping on this shit while we're plugging into our walls and paying our money and going to these jobs so we can plug into our walls. It's called the Great Deception. It's called the Great Deception. Okay? We got electromagnetism. That's free energy. You can take two magnets, put it on a little pendulum, and spin them. And every time they come in contact with their polar opposite, they will repel. Naturally. That's energy. You know when you push two magnets together and they push apart? That's pure energy you're holding in your hands. So let's take that and harness it. Let's multiply that by like 1,000,000, make these giant Tartarian empires using frequencies and electromagnetism. Let's put it together. How do you think they built Tartaria? What do you think is real ancient advanced technology broken down mechanistically? Let's put it together. Bring crystals in there, right? Bring electromagnetism, bring copper, bring crystals. Put all that shit together. What do you got? Hella energy, hella free energy. You can put two crystals together and create light. It's called neodymium, or no, that's neodymium magnets. Those are high-powered magnets. But the crystal lights, you guys probably know what it's called. It's a weird word. I knew it and I lost it. So the free energy is huge, you guys. The free energy is another thing that they're using to control us in the Matrix, right? Frequency also removes parasites. Good point. Good mention. Thank you. That's a great mention. Keep those coming. Putting the phone on plane mode and turning off the Wi-Fi at night make me sleep better. Absolutely, Jamie. This is a golden nugget. If anybody's watching this, you guys, anybody's in here, this is gold that you guys are getting. I'm sorry, especially with you guys in the comments, more even, because you guys are you're already seeing what I'm saying and you're adding, so that's great. You guys, please put your phones in airplane mode at all times you can. Does that make sense? Literally, man, if your phone's just sitting there and you don't need to be chatting with some bot, put it in airplane mode. Yes, it will cut your service. I'm sorry, you won't get notifications or calls or texts, but you will be fasting from 5G. You will be fasting from this EMF radiation, this link they keep to us with these things. They keep us locked in. If you have signal on all the time, you're always locked in. But you guys, by the tap of a finger, take off all of your Bluetooth, all your toggles, and toggle all that crap off, your location, all that. And once you do that and you hit that airplane mode, you are now incognito, you are now free to roam, and you are now a human being. You are no longer plugged into the Matrix with that cell phone. Okay? because it's constantly keeping a 5G signal. Even if it's around you, you don't have to be on it. Definitely don't ever answer your phone like this, like a bot. Never, ever, please, you guys, don't ever. The signal's the highest when you put it to your head and answer. Isn't that scary? Why would that be? Because it's just a bot thing to do. Hello. Yeah, bro, they got you. Again, what? Hold on, let me get my AirPods. You guys, so this is how they get us. Instead, oh, you got a call? Speaker that shit. Hey, what's up, bro? Hey, man, what's up? I can't really hear you. Oh, I'm sorry, you're on speaker, homie. Oh, what's good? Da-da-da. That's how I do it. Do you see? Because you learn, bro, that they are getting you at every angle. You can't have nothing nice out here. I wear the wired headphone, and even then, they're kind of getting you. So I limit that. You know, it's wild, you see? So these little teeny details add up. Let me try to catch up with you guys. Appreciate you guys. Here's one. See, this is what we do. In my lives, this is what happens. We go just... we go so many different directions, bro. It's cool. I love it. This is what the world we're in, you guys. There's nothing more entertaining than this Truman Show. It just ain't. This one, Jamie says, the more I investigate, the more I think the world map is bigger and have more continents. The thing is just the elites don't want to show us. See, why would you ask this question? A sane person, like an adult, grown person that doesn't have psychosis, why would they question the narrative? Why would they even think the map could be bigger or smaller? You know, I kind of think it's smaller. I kind of think everything's just together, like the flat Earth map. And then Antarctica is actually in the center, and there's a hole down in that. That's how you get to paradise. It's all within. It's all a torus field. It's all revolving. The hue man is a light. Hue is a light, just like this. Okay, it's a frequency. Light is frequency. And this is the Kundalini. This is the Kundalini chakras, guys. Flip it over. This is the chakra system, the rainbow. So it's all connected. It's all within. So the torus field is the human, and the human is the earth, the heart, the human heart. It's all connected, right? So there's this torus field of energy spinning, and the earth is just the platform in which it's displayed. Does that make sense? That's what I think. That's my woo-woo theory. Hello from Norway. Hello, fam. You need to follow some of those accounts. Yep, follow all the real ones, guys. You'll know the real ones. This one says, yeah, I'm trying to create this machines in the home. You hope Trump doesn't come to the house and gives them an ultimatum. Nowadays, you know, that ain't that far out there to say. That's why we destroyed the bells and the buildings after 1930. Here we go on the bells, guys. See? We could talk about the Matrix infinitely, okay? What did they do with the bells? What did the bells do? Man, the bells were healing people. The frequencies, the sound, the vibrations. They're healing. So why would they destroy? Go Google it, bro. They destroyed them all. Everything good, they destroyed so we can wake up to it and be like, dude, they did this. Look at Tartaria. It goes and goes, you know? So the bells are a big deal, you guys. The church bells, the bells that we took for granted growing up that you heard were one of the most therapeutic healing things that you've ever heard in your life. They're one of the best things on earth. And again, it all comes to them using the frequencies, right? And the vibrations. It's an energy. Just like Tesla said, it's all, the whole universe is energy, frequency, vibration. They're using all of this to control the fabric of the Matrix. The very fabric is energy, frequency, and vibrations, right? It's all tied into sound. God made the Matrix with light and sound, and they are one of the same. He said, let there be light. It was sound, and he created creation, right? However he did it. We don't know exactly. If we did it, it wouldn't be as cool to figure it out, right? We have to learn. Learning this stuff becomes the most fascinating. You have to learn the appreciation for all this Matrix. At the end, if it's Freemasons, if it's Lucifer, whoever, hey, my hat is off to you. You knocked it out of the park. Well played. I've never seen a movie or anything in my life that compares to anything I've seen or woken up to or learned in this world and what they've done and what we've been through and what we're waking up to. Hats off, bro. You guys knocked it. God knocked out the park out here. And I have appreciation for it. Free energy, maybe public knowledge by 2050. No. No, we're going to make this way sooner. It's going to be way sooner than that. This one says I'm going to put in airplane mode now. See? You're fasting. It's a microwave. Yep. This one says it's funny talking to me. Yeah, I've heard that. Good talks. Much love. It is fun. This is how I always ran my lives, fam. Brian says, are you using Bose headphones with Bluetooth? Is that bad for you? Good question, my friend. The Bose are great quality headphones. Check this out, man. You can break this down so many ways. The Bose are awesome headphones. They offer Bluetooth. Convenient, right? Bluetooth's cool. Bluetooth is radiation. Now, hang in there. But it just seems like such a small little device, right? Like it's just little headphones. There's not that much radiation. Measure it. You know, you can get a $20 measuring device on Amazon, EMF detector. I have it on my Amazon list. $20, you can measure anything. The EMFs and the signals coming off, both. And the Bluetooth headphones, check this out. When you put those bad boys on, especially the Bose, because they be bumping, they're the baddest. Bose be the best sounding. Well, that usually incorporates more technology and more use of EMF and or battery. So believe it or not, even when you have a battery operated product, it puts off EMF radiation. I tested it on my massage gun. If you run the massage gun without it being plugged in, it's pumping EMFs, bro. Mad. A lot. Like almost as much as if you were plugged right into the wall. So imagine this EMF headphone on your head now, right? And it's projecting a signal to your cell phone and or device. And it's also connecting its signal inside your brain, in the middle of your brain, and all up in the tissue and flesh. So ask yourself, if natural God made us to be able to put this radiation headphone on our head, have it connect via EMF frequencies in the center of our cortex, you know what I mean, bro, in our brain, and just melting that stuff up with radiation at slow but sure levels. You can't do it too fast because people would wake up, they'd get headaches. So you can design it enough to where they're not getting too many headaches, but it's enough EMF to push this device to make it work so we can sell them, so we can do this, we can do that. So ask if it's bad for you. I don't know, if you put these things on for 10 hours a day, you're a DJ, Bluetooth. I don't know, bro, is this shit radiating brains slowly but surely like cigarettes? Do you see what I'm saying? So I use the wired headphone bud. Where is it? Dang it, I don't have them handy. I use the little bud with the wire on it, and I usually do one headphone. Sometimes two if I'm mobbing, and then, you know, I won't do it all day. It sucks. This world sucks, man. I had the cool Galaxy ones that were super convenient. You just pop them in your ear, you can Bluetooth, you can talk to the homies, da-da-da-da-da. But then I learned that these are Bluetooth devices, and they're sending signals. They're sending signals through your brain. That's why they got rid of the church organs too. Good mention, you guys. I love you guys. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is why I need you guys. This is like the comment section in the videos. I make a video, blah, blah, blah. You guys come in with 10,000 more details. That's what I need, that energy. This is what I need, you guys. So the homie says, the churches with the pipe organs because of the healing frequencies. So yes, that's why I try to tell you guys though, listen, this is the duality of the matrix. That was the good they had in them churches. There was good in there. Why and how did they do that? They brought them in by that damn organs, bringing in all them harmonic frequencies and them harmonic angels singing. But they were pushing something they didn't know was bad, bro. They didn't understand the energy behind it, the sacrificial shit. The blood, this flesh, drink blood, eat flesh. It's sacrificial stuff. It's not about this praising. It's about this worshiping externally. And it goes deeper. But I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole right now unless y'all want it. Vibrational sound healing. That's right, fam. That's what it is. It's real. People are learning truths. It's pretty much everything out here that you thought was all BS and that didn't make any sense turned out to be the significant stuff. And all the stuff you thought were significant and really meant anything, like your fake celebs, your fake politics, your fake world, your fake little world in general, sorry. You learn all that is BS. And all the BS grounding in the earth and the sun and nature, that's the stuff that matters more. Now, do you have to give up all of the matrix? No. Just take from the matrix what is good, right? And then just learn that there's way more good in nature and you'll be better off being on the nature side. But go out and play in the matrix. Just be careful. Wear your helmet or whatever. Wear rubber. That's advice too. You know what I mean, bro? Like, that's what I'm trying to say out here. This one says, why is prawn free? Exactly. It goes and goes and goes and goes. You know, you can Google that right now. Why? Why is it so easy? Man, I tell you what, when it started back in the day, it wasn't free. It wasn't easy to get. I was young. You know what I mean? I couldn't help it. I didn't know who I was. I didn't have a dad. Growing up as a guy in the 90s was wild. Poor guys. I know women have it rough. They got periods and stuff. But man, men, they got some messed up stuff. Try going to school when you can't control yourself, you know, and you got to walk around and you're like, what? So anyway, back to the point. Porn's free because it's going to lure you guys in. It's going after the low chakra. It's the root chakra, red, or sorry, it's the sacral chakra, and it's the color of the Pornhub. It's like a yellowish color. That's the same color as the sacral chakra, right? So they're going after that part of the body, that part of you. They want you low. They want you down low, right? They want you to be in the low chakras and to vibrate low and to be all just like gluttony and lust and not be in the heart or the throat or the mind. That's why everything that you don't do is better for you, like fasting and not fapping, so much better for you than eating and fapping. And it sucks, right? They say with a man, you want the you-know-what's full and the gut empty. The BALLs of a man should mostly of the time be full and the gut be mostly empty. That's a real man. That's a man that is disciplined, and that's how we have to maintain in this matrix. Like, once you become a man, as a kid, you can get away with shit, right? As a kid, you can do all kinds of stupid stuff, but you ain't no man. You ain't no man yet. You don't have no physique to you. You don't have nothing yet. So if you want to acquire a physique, you want to acquire, you know, some aesthetics, anything, you've got to do that step up, right? You got to stop fapping. You got to fast. You got to withdraw from the hoes. You got to quit chasing clout. You gotta do all the hard stuff that sucks. But then you learn, it's like, man, I don't even want to do all that nasty stuff anymore. Like, that's just so low vibrational, childish boy shit. And I don't have time for it. It's like, I'm gonna focus within, work on me, and then I want to go kick it with like-minded individuals. I'm not here for the rest. Whatever happens, happens. I'm gonna go with my own spirit, on the vibe, and on the experience. And I'm not gonna, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna do anything more than that. That's how we have to look at it, in my opinion. Thoughts on cycles and infinity? Are you talking about like in the Matrix, like in life? Like, are you talking about like life cycles? Like how we live in these karmic cycles, and we are in an infinite loop, and we are infinite souls, and we are in one of many, many experiences that will be a blip in our soul experience when we look back as souls with our full-on memory, not what we have on this earth now, which is like this BS, GMO'd, like messed with memory they got us on when we woke up in this world with our consciousness, because our consciousness is much older than this world. It's much older than the things we were taught. Like, our consciousness is not the shit they told us. Our consciousness is not like what we were brought up being told by these fools. Our consciousness is so much deeper than that. It's not just your mind. It's not just your spirit. It is the actual, like, core of existence, right? It's the core tied into that. So it's tied into everything. It's like mycelium, you guys. Our consciousness is tied into the matrix and the universe. The matrix is part of the universe, and it's all tied together, right? Like I was saying, like the torus field, the hue, man, frequency, light, and everything's frequency and light. We wouldn't have the matrix without light, right? Because light creates our matrix. Light shines to the matrix and brings, colors are nothing without the light. Everything's dark. When I was, this one says, when I was young, I was told Superman was based on a boy from America with powers, and the elites took him away from the people who found him. Yeah, pretty much. But he was really supposed to be this alien, right? Yeah, I think there's more to the Superman thing for sure. Don't ever doubt it. There's so many things that I just started like looking at, and I'm like, just out of curiosity. And then I'm like, no, what the, bro, I've got thousands of videos from that. You know what I mean? Literally, where I was just like, I'm just gonna look at this just because I'm curious. And I'm like, oh man, like, this is so crazy. I gotta share it. Like, this is so crazy. So that's how this matrix is. And I feel like we are tested, and I feel like God like presents this stuff to us to be like, are you gonna keep this shit to yourself? Are you gonna at least tell someone? Try? Are you gonna do anything at all? Are you gonna just, because if you let this stuff just keep building up in you, it'll drive you nuts. You won't be able to sleep. This one says, kindly tell the exact frequency level hertz for removing negative frequencies. That's an impossible question right now, fam. Maybe one day we can, but that's too broad of a question. Negative frequencies from where? From EMFs, from people, right? Even people can put off horribly the worst negative frequencies, the most energy, bad or good. So you've got to learn the energy first and what you're working with, then learn how to transmute that. And I think that if you, to simplify it and make it easier, go with the gut, the discernment, and how you feel, bro. You know what I mean? Just go with like your vibe, how you feel. Does this frequency feel kind of off? Or do I not like it? I do that with music all the time, where I hear some music, or even the frequency or the sound of someone's voice, where I'm just like, I can't. So you'll know what's good for you is kind of what my idea is. So acquire what feels right for you. That'll be the best advice, I think. Great question. I want to elaborate on this. This is a great live, you guys. Thank you so much for your guys' input on this, because I'm going to be posting this as well. This is not just a live. This is also going up on my YouTubes and social media. So this one asks, does the airplane mode really work? Absolutely does, brother. People try to say like Jacobs, I love him, but for an example, he's like wrapping his phone in tinfoil. I love it. I think it's funny. You don't have to do that. You don't have to, and there are what are called Faraday bags. You can put your phone in these little bags, and they'll cut all signals, and you can get them cheap on Amazon. Just Google it, or I have mine on my Amazon list. They're like $5, and so you can put your phone in these bags, and it'll do the same thing. It'll cut all the networks, anything that can go to your phone, just from this little bag. So that might be more convenient and easy for you if you don't want to toggle things. Me, it's easier just to toggle airplane mode because it cuts off everything. So it absolutely does really work. Airplane mode is one of the best things. I use that button more than anything, because I download all my music and or all the videos that I study. I study my Dr. Berg on YouTube all day, almost every day. I've studied him for thousands of hours, and I download all his live videos, and then I listen to them on airplane mode on my phone. And yeah, so that way I can still use the phone, I can still get the data, but I'm not getting the signal. So to answer your question, airplane mode absolutely does work, and I've tested it myself with EMF detectors, which you can do as well. You can get those on Amazon for $20, and you can test that bad boy. If there's any signal or any calls, it's dead. In airplane mode, they can't do anything, because if they're up in the sky and those airplane modes don't work, people will start getting all these crazy frequency signals, and it does mess with their stuff. It does mess with the airplane stuff. So airplane mode is legit. Now they should have sold it way more as a way to protect your human being, as opposed to just this mode you use when you randomly go in airplanes. It's a great tool to use to protect yourself from the 5G guys. So if you're running airplane modes more and less Wi-Fi and 5G and running healing, like solfeggio or crystal, whatever frequencies you like, check out like the crystal pyramid spinning crystals. It's a really cool sound. If you find sounds that you like, now you're combating it, right? You're focusing your energy on healing frequencies, and you're cutting out all the toxic frequencies. So yeah, let me try to catch up here. I don't know how far I am behind you guys. Let's see here, and then I will be slowing down here a little bit, you guys. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for everything I'm reading through here quickly here. Everyone, it's unique. Some things work for some people and some not. Life is an adventure, sometimes scary. It will be fine. Such good advice right here. I wish they told us this in school, that, everybody's different. And that's a really big thing, because they tell us we're all the same in school. They tell you got to learn this curriculum and you're just Joe Blow, and you got a name. Sure, it sounds unique, but you know what? You got to follow what we say and do what we say and do what we do, as opposed to learning that, no, you are very unique and everybody cannot follow suit of everybody else. That means these influencers and these little teachers and stuff, they're great for teaching their craft. They need to keep it as, I'm a guru of this, not that you need to do what I do. That's a big difference. You cannot just copy somebody in their life or lifestyle or a diet, anything that pertains to more than just like a basic workout. If it comes to anything intricate in your life, you cannot follow someone else's suit. You have to find your own balance and your own benefits, your own yings and yangs, just like you're saying, right? It's very important. We learn that. We're adults, we know that, but we don't emphasize, we don't stop and rethink that and be like, I really am out here alone, bro. Like I really got to figure this out. Even doctors, all these fools, they ain't gonna know me like I know me. Nobody knows you like you know you. So nobody can be as good for you, as your leader, as your influencer, use your higher self is what I mean, man. The higher self will lead you, because the higher self is higher. He's up here, she's up here. She's saying, this is what you gotta do, and you're like fighting back and forth through the matrix. Like, I know, but then I can't, but then I know, but then I want to do this, but then I don't, but then I need to do this, but then, the stress, and then the distractions, and then you need to numb the stress. You need to numb the distraction. So it's wild. It's so rough. We don't have anyone out here to help us. We have to do it all. What do you think of Orwell's work? That sounds familiar, but I don't recall, fam. We all have individual gifts. Thank you, Brian. Absolutely. You guys got to see this. You guys are all so special and unique in your own ways. You guys are, I'm going to close on that today too. You guys are what matter. Not me, not Joe Blow, not celebs. None of these MFs matter, but you. Like we were talking about with the voting thing earlier, how they say your vote matters. Womp womp. That's stupid. Forget that. I love you. Forget that. You matter. Not your vote. You as a person, human being, your well-being, your existence is top tier above anything in the world. Think that in your head. My existence, my well-being, my health, my wealth, my self is the most important thing I can focus on in the world. Not politics, not the matrix, not the distractions, not your friend, not your girl, not your mom, not your dog, not even your kids. If you can't focus on the self first, at least, right? Get the self figured out. Get your mental health in check. Get yourself in check, and then know again that it goes deeper, that you are gifted. It's not just about dealing with the negative stuff. Know that you are somebody special, like you are Truman, like you are Neo, like you are here. You are the one it's all about. That's why I say the Christ consciousness, understanding that is very important, because it goes beyond you just worshiping something in the sky, right? I'm not saying I hate God, none of that. I'm saying about, as far as your attention, you're putting the attention on the self, the vessel, the temple, God resides in you. You better think of that. You better treat yourself and your everything as God's in there. You're feeding God all the stuff that you put in you. So you choose that. God knows that you're not perfect. God knows you're in the matrix, but you got to know that God is within, and you are the God within. You are experiencing this here as a reflection of God. He is experiencing this through you, through your avatar, right? So that's very important, guys. I know it sounds kind of cliche and blah blah, but at the same time, we don't focus on any of this stuff. We don't even know what to focus on because this matrix, right? So on that note, you guys, appreciate you guys for coming into the live today. Like I said, I'll be posting this on the IG. You guys can rewatch this. You can go to my YouTube. You can watch it on my YouTube. I'll be posting these consecutively on there. Please go follow my YouTube, support my YouTube. They banned my YouTube, pretty much. They block it, so they don't like me on there. So nonetheless, you guys, thank you for all your support and all of your input today, all your great comments, and much love to you guys. Have a good one. I'll see you guys again soon. I'll be jumping up on here hopefully in the next day.